XRP just dropped under $3 again, hitting $2.95 as Bitcoin slipped to the $114,000 level. For many investors, this price movement was disappointing, especially since expectations were high after the Ripple lawsuit ended last week. Instead of a sustained rally, XRP has been more bearish following a short-lived pump. But while many see this as discouraging, others are calling it an incredible opportunity. One of the strongest voices in this discussion is Coach JV, a widely followed XRP advocate. He described XRP under $3 as, in his words, a massive blessing. His argument is simple but powerful. Most people tend to panic during downturns or periods of sideways trading. But according to him, these moments are exactly where wealth is built. This is a perspective worth examining more closely. Coach JV emphasized that true financial growth often comes from accumulation during quiet periods, long before the next bull cycle begins. He used a farming analogy to explain his point. Most people, he said, want to buy when the crops are ready for harvest, just like investors who chase assets only when prices are surging. But the smart money, the disciplined investors, are the ones who plant seeds while the soil looks bare. To him, XRP under $3 represents that fertile soil. It may look uneventful now, but it could hold the greatest potential for disciplined holders. In other words, while short-term investors are disappointed by the lack of fireworks after Ripple's legal victory, Coach JV is urging the community to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. His suggestion is that XRP remains undervalued, and this period provides a unique chance for accumulation. As he put it, this is where wealth is built. Of course, not everyone agrees. Another commentator argued that XRP at $500, not $3, would be the real massive blessing. The idea here is that true life-changing wealth would only come if the token skyrockets in a triple or four-digit territory. But Coach JV pushed back on that view, saying that the ones who will truly enjoy such rewards are those who stay patient now. He reminded his followers that wealth is not created when the markets are green, but during the red days when most people are fearful. According to him, when XRP finally reaches levels like $500, the ones who kept accumulating will be the warriors who reap the rewards. His commentary also adds to a series of motivational messages he has shared with the XRP community. In previous remarks, he even suggested that one day XRP holders could wake up to what he called unimaginable wealth. This vision is especially powerful for retail investors, many of whom own fewer than 500 tokens. Their hopes rest on XRP reaching high triple-digit or even four-digit prices in the future. Let's break this down with some numbers. At $100 per XRP, someone holding 25,000 tokens would have $2.5 million. But someone with only 500 tokens would need XRP to reach the thousands before achieving life-changing wealth. Within the XRP community, there are even bolder predictions, with some calling for prices as high as $10,000 per token. While these extreme forecasts are often criticized for ignoring basic market cap realities, they do highlight the extraordinary level of optimism and conviction among XRP's most loyal supporters. So, what should we take away from this debate? On one side, the bearish sentiment is understandable. After all, the conclusion of Ripple's lawsuit against the SEC was supposed to be a major turning point. Many expected XRP to break out and sustain momentum. Instead, the price is moving sideways, and that can test the patience of investors. On the other side, advocates like Coach JV argue that this phase is not a disappointment, but an opportunity. They believe history shows that real wealth is built in these very moments, when prices are flat, when enthusiasm is low, and when fear dominates the market. But we should remain critical here. While Coach JV's optimism is encouraging, investors need to weigh the risks realistically. Predictions of $10,000 XRP may inspire, but they also raise serious questions about feasibility. For XRP to reach such heights, the market capitalization would surpass levels that seem almost unimaginable, concentrating wealth heavily in the hands of large holders. Even at $100 or $500, the financial implications would be enormous. The key issue is whether the fundamentals, adoption, and use cases of XRP can truly justify such growth. Still, the broader lesson from this discussion is valuable. In markets, moments of fear and uncertainty are often when opportunities hide in plain sight. Whether XRP truly rises to the level some predict or not, The discipline of accumulating during low periods has historically been a common trait among successful investors. As Coach JV puts it, this is where wealth is built. So, while many are waiting for XRP to light up the charts, perhaps the smarter move is to pay attention to the quieter times, when the soil looks bare, but the seeds of future gains are being planted.